I just wanted to say thank you for joining us, and you guys are in for a treat. There are three beautiful ladies on this line, and we are here to really share stories with you of hope in regards to health and really changing the financial picture of your family. And the first person that I would like to introduce you to this morning, her name is Tasha, and I absolutely love and adore that this woman has crossed paths within my life, and she has just a story that I know will reach out and it will touch your heart, because we've all been there. And so, Tasha, if you don't mind unmuting yourself and jumping on here this morning, I would love for you to really just share with everyone how this product called Juice Plus, which is just fruits and vegetables that comes in a capsule or a really yummy, addictive soft chew, how it really changed your life and your health picture, and kind of paint the vision for your health before you started taking Juice Plus and then after.
Of course. So I said yes to the product after seeing a friend that I worked with. Her posts on Facebook were intriguing to me, and I had always been interested in things that were healthy and natural as far as improving our health as a family. And I was inspired by what she was posting, and I wanted to know more about it. And that person was Steffani Mitchell. So I started asking her questions, and what is this stuff that you're taking? And I see that you're excited and happy all day, and I know that you're working crazy hours, and how do you have all this energy, and I want some of that. So um, I wanted that for my family. She told me it was fruits and vegetables in a capsule, and that I could get 30 different ones in my body every single day, of a different variety. And I thought that sounded amazing. I knew that my family was busy and we didn't get the fruits and vegetables on a variety in our bodies every single day. So um, that's something that I wanted to be a part of. As far as my health, my family is in pretty good health. Um, I had issues all my life, and I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it. When I was younger, with my stomach, everything that I would eat would go right through me. But I just thought that was normal. That was how people were. My dad had issues like that, and um, it got a little better as I got older. But then something that I really noticed was, and I had gone to the doctor for this and had blood work done, is I was almost falling asleep on my drive home from work. I was so tired. So I had all this blood work done and everything came back fine. And they're like, there's nothing going on. We can't find anything. And so I just thought, well, I guess I'm getting older. I'm not sleeping well. I'm just tired. So anyway, I started the Juice Plus. We started my whole family on it, my two kids and my husband and myself. And the things that we noticed first and foremost was drinking a ton of water. My son was like, Mom, seriously, I have a pitcher of water by me right now and it's not enough. So that was the first thing that we noticed. And the next thing is we really were craving things that were more real food. And we were sugarholics around here. The holics are sugarholics. So my husband especially, loved the sweets. And so we started noticing some little changes in that. And after a while, I noticed that I was no longer tired on my way home from work. I was having energy and I was sleeping better at night. And after probably more like 6 months or so, I noticed something that I really hadn't paid attention to at all. And that was the restless leg issues that I had at night. I no longer had that, and I no longer have that now. And it was so bad that in the evenings, driving anytime late in the evenings, my legs would just have to constantly be moving. So that's something else that I noticed has gone. My back pain, which wasn't all the time, but I'd have aches and pains and wake up in the morning. I have a physical job. I'm a physical therapist assistant by trade. Um, I didn't have those aches or pains anymore. Sleeping better, restless leg syndrome was gone, and I was able to eat things without it affecting my belly. So that was huge for me. And then the light bulb went off and made me realize that this is healing my gut. I've learned a lot in this community about nutrition and the gut, and that's where your immune system, it kicks in from. And I realized that the reason I didn't have energy is because I wasn't absorbing any nutrients. I wasn't getting anything. It was going right through me. So this has helped me tremendously as far as that aspect goes. So for my family, it's just been huge. I feel like it's our health insurance for the rest of our life, and it's something that we'll always do.
Well, Tasha, you did a beautiful job about painting what your life was like before with the no energy and just kind of those illnesses that you didn't know that you really had kind of going on, that was just kind of became your new normal. And so because of the health picture that you have now, what does that look like for you for the future and for your family, aka maybe two little people running around?
So yeah, I have two little granddaughters and two adult children. But for me, I want to be around for my kids. I want to be around for my grandkids, and I don't want to just be around. I want to be active and a part of their life, and very busy and very involved. And I'm a pretty active person. I'm not a sit around kind of person. So, yeah, there's lots of things that I want to do in life. And, I always said that I wanted to have my children while I was younger so that, I could do things with them. I could do things with my grandkids. And I wanted my parents to be able to do that too. So I love that this affords people vitality in their life later on. So that's my ultimate goal, is to be always active and vital and moving. I love that about Juice Plus.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for sharing that. And we will definitely come back to you in a little bit. So, the thing that I love the most about your story, Tasha, is that, once this walked into your life and you were open to it, like, you didn't just settle for disease. You didn't settle for not feeling good. And I feel like so many of us go through life where, we tend to just get used to not feeling well. And it really does ultimately affect, how it is that we are living life. And it's a perfect segue into Miss Steffani Mitchell. I would love for you to come on and share your story about how, what your life was like, why you finally said yes to flooding your body with whole foods, and kind of the mission that it's put you on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Gosh, my health journey really started in my very early 20s. Up until that point, I was a very active person, and as an athlete when I was younger. But in my early 20s, everything changed, and it really was overnight. I woke up one day and could barely get out of bed. I could barely move. I had widespread, excruciating pain. And, those symptoms really got worse. My fingers would be so swollen. I'd have to make sure my rings were taken off before I'd go to sleep at night because they looked like sausages. They were so swollen. My hips felt like just stabbing pain. And my feet were actually one of the worst parts that hurt me. I would have to furniture walk myself to the shower every morning because my feet, I could barely touch them, let alone walk. And so more symptoms started to show up, and like I would reach for something in the cupboard or the refrigerator, and my shoulder would lock up. And I was a wife and a mom, and it was absolutely affecting every aspect of my life. And so I started going to doctors, trying to figure out what was happening. And some said, yes, something's going on. We just don't really know what. And others said, there's nothing going on. It's all in your head. I was just looking for pain medicine. Some doctors threw pain prescriptions at me. And it was, you start to question yourself. You're like, okay, am I imagining this? And it's like, no, I should not be feeling this way. Something is seriously wrong. And so just being persistent, it took me almost 5 years to finally get the diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis, and I was 26 years old. And my daughter was very young at that time, and she remembers her mom being on the couch because she couldn't do anything else. I couldn't help her with her homework at night after school. I wasn't able to fix dinner for my family because I would make it through work and I'd hit the couch and I could not do anything else. And it took everything out of me. I have worked in long-term care most of my working life, and so I knew exactly what rheumatoid arthritis was, and I knew what my future looked like, and I was absolutely terrified. I was scared I was going to be disabled before I was even 30. And shortly after I got my diagnosis, I was at work, and I had a very physical job at the time, and a coworker who I really did not know noticed I was struggling and stopped to ask me if I was okay. And kind of still in shock, I told her that I just had the diagnosis of RA, and she started telling me about a product that she said could help my symptoms, and she started talking about fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And at the time, I honestly, no doctor had ever asked me what I was eating, and so I did not really know the value of whole food nutrition and your health. I really didn't. I always knew you needed fruits and vegetables, but I didn't really know that, your body would break down if you didn't have them. So I didn't know what I didn't know. And so I thanked her very much for the information, but I said, I'm good. I don't think I need fruits and vegetables. But she was an amazing person and really cared, and we really built a friendship. And she just kept planting that seed of Juice Plus. And it was about 3 months in that she talked about the Juice Plus company and how they have a program called the Children's Health Study, where if an adult purchases the product, you can sponsor your child for free for 4 years. And that piqued my interest. That got my interest because my daughter was a very sick kid. As a baby, she had chronic ear infections and major allergies, symptoms, and when she started school, she started getting strep throat all the time. 1 year, she actually got strep throat 12 times, and it was just ridiculous. We went to urgent care so often that the doctor knew us by our first name. So it was bad. She was sick all the time. We were always at the doctor's office, and her favorite meal was fish sticks, macaroni and cheese, and green beans, and I didn't know what I didn't know. And I didn't realize that she needed to be eating more fruits and vegetables until, the conversations with Tanya. And so I said yes to Juice Plus for my daughter. I did not think it was going to help my symptoms at all. But I was paying for the product, so I was like, well, I'm going to take it. So we started taking Juice Plus. And honestly, I noticed a difference in her right away. Just like Tasha, her son was talking about the water. She started drinking water and didn't want soda. She started asking for more fruits and vegetables and less snacks. And when she was getting sick, it just wasn't lasting as long. She was getting better quicker. She had more energy, and she just started missing less school. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. But with myself, about 3 months on the product, I started having better days as far as my pain wasn't as severe, and I wasn't as swollen. I wasn't limping as bad. And I really didn't put 2 and 2 together. I just thought the handful of arthritis medications that I was on might finally be working. But it was at 6 months being on Juice Plus that my rheumatologist had redone my blood work, and everything came back in normal range. And I was floored. I honestly was. I thought they had mixed up my blood work with somebody else because my blood work was so bad. It just was. And he just asked me what I was doing differently, and still a little slow on understanding what was happening. And I said, I'm not doing anything different. He said, something's changed. Something's changed. He's like, whatever it is, we just need to continue what we're doing because it's working. I said, okay. Juice Plus was the only thing that I had changed. And it blew me away. It absolutely blew me away that fruits and vegetables in a capsule was changing my body. It was helping my body heal itself. And that was 10 years ago. I'm 36 today, and I have the quality of life in my 30s. That's way better than I ever had in my 20s. And we as a family will forever take Juice Plus.
So Steffani, what inspired you to really step out from just eating Juice Plus every day to sharing it with other people?
Well, honestly, whenever in this community, you get a lot of education. And, like I mentioned, doctors never did ask me what I was eating. And, now I realize that doctors, they don't go to school for nutrition. They go to school to treat diseases. They need to diagnose and treat diseases. So, as an advocate for my own health, I just got all this information, and people don't know. They just don't know that fruits and vegetables can absolutely save your life. And they've just changed my life so much. Like today, I'm not cured of RA, but I rarely have flare-ups. And, when the weather changes, we live in Missouri, so there's lots of weather changes. So, I do feel it, but it doesn't stop me from doing the things that I want to do with my life. I'm very active. I'm a soccer coach. And, my daughter's a teenager now, so keeping up with her is not easy. But people need to know this information, that what we're eating can either help us or hurt us.
Amen, and perfectly said. I think that you painted the vision for what it really means to take charge of your health through your story, Tasha. Your story, really taking that bull by the horns and just saying, like, this is not okay for me to lead this mediocre life of not being healthy. And to go from a life where you were missing out on things with kids to being able to be present is absolutely, absolutely amazing. And so, I wanted just to kind of jump back on here with Tasha real quick. And, what made you say yes to stepping up into sharing Juice Plus, with other people?
So initially, like Steffani said, I didn't know what I didn't know. So at first, I'm all about saving money, so I thought this is a perfect way that I can offset my family's cost. Who doesn't like a deal? So, that's where I was coming from at first. But once we started seeing results and I started being more involved in the community and learning more about nutrition, we're supposed to be lifetime learners, and this community is amazing for providing education to us about Juice Plus and about nutrition. And it is just amazing to me the things that I have learned over time. And so that is something that I just felt like I've got to share this with somebody. I can't keep this to myself. People need to know. And if you really listen, there's so many people out there that are searching for something that's going to help them, to give them some hope. And, they're either on that end of the scale, or they just think this is normal. It's normal to have all these belly issues. It's normal to just get older, and, it's normal. My family has cholesterol issues. So I'm waiting for the day I'm on a prescription medication that really won't fix it, but you know what I mean? So for me, that's why I said yes to the business. I felt like it wasn't selling something in my eyes. It's sharing a choice, hope for people who can have a better way to have a healthier future. So for me, that's why I said yes to the business. Then I started to realize, and some things have changed within my family. I want people, I don't want families to be dependent on decisions made by their employer that's going to affect their financial future, as far as time freedom, financial freedom. I know of 5 people in the last month that have lost their jobs. These are quality, excellent workers. And, I envision a world where we don't have to worry and wonder, am I going to have a job the next day? So this provides some financial stability where I'm in control I'm in control of what I can do with my future. And, the average length of time after retirement is 6 years. I want more than that out of my life. I want more than that for my family. I want to be around, and it's not okay for me to work that many years and have 6 left to do what I want to do when I don't feel good. So, Juice Plus is wonderful all the way around to provide the time freedom, financial freedom, to be able to live in vitality and be able to do the things that I want to do the rest of my life. I want to travel. I want to go places. I want to take my grandkids on adventures, and see this beautiful world that we have. So that's kind of my bigger picture of why I said yes to the business, but it kind of grew into that from being, I just want to save a little money.
And that's beautiful, Tasha, because I think so many people start out in that realm where, we just want to save a little money. And, that's exactly where I was 11 years ago. I said yes to Juice Plus, the product and the business, all in the same day. And it wasn't because I saw the big picture of what this could do for me and my family. It was really, like Tasha said, to save a little bit of money. And, I had been introduced to Juice Plus for 2 years. So if you're listening to this recording and somebody's shared Juice Plus with you before, it's A-okay. I was a slow learner. I just know that each of us has our own journey, and we need to embrace that. And when the timing is right, whether it's Juice Plus, whether it's exercise, waters, whatever you do decide, to start making that health journey for your life, just know the timing is always going to be when you are supposed to be doing that. And we had to wait till there was a huge, health crisis in our family before we said yes to Juice Plus. My mom was diagnosed with colon cancer, and it really frustrated me because I watched this person who was healthy for the most part, right? Start withering away from this disease, and she stopped eating. And because I don't know about you, but there's not many people that suffer from chronic disease that get their 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, let alone they don't hardly get anything every day. And so, we made the decision as a family, both my immediate family with my 3 kiddos and my mom, my dad, and my brother, to start eating Juice Plus. And it really wasn't to save my mom. It was really just to give her body every fighting chance that she had to kick cancer to the curb, right? And they had originally given her, and I like to call it the death sentence of 1 to 2 years. And through Juice Plus, it was a catalyst. I mean, we all started drinking more water. You've heard that through every story here today. We started eating more fruits and vegetables. We started moving more because we had more energy and more quality of life. And, I'm happy to say we had my mom for 5.5 years. And that was such a huge blessing on so many things, because you know what? At 32 years of age, I watched my mom rot away from a disease that's preventable. It really gets me frustrated and gets me fired up when I sit there and I look at how many people, we've heard this again and again this morning, how many of us settle for just not feeling good, and that not feeling good leads to something bigger down the road. And so, that was my inspiration. Just like these two, like when they started feeling better and I saw what this product did in my body, I was like, I couldn't keep that to myself. It's why I opened up and shared with Steffani. It's why Steffani opened up and shared with Tasha. Like there's this beautiful change reaction, like be the good that you see in the world, like go out there and help change somebody else's life for the better. And, for me, one of the things that us 3 women have, and Tasha touched on this, just a second ago when she painted her vision, the 3 of us have something very much in common. We all woke up one day and our JOB situations changed. And because of this business that we have built, we kind of had that plan B that sometimes slides into that plan A slot. And so, I ask you, do you have a plan B if your plan A, we wake up one day and it's no longer there? Because of this business, it's brought me home to be present with 3 teenagers, to be present with my husband, to be able to go to lunch with him whenever I want to. We took a 2-week family vacation this year. Those are things that, I didn't have to ask permission for somebody to do. And so, I believe that every day we should wake up with health, with passion, and with purpose. I believe as parents, I'm going to speak for myself, that, we have the we have to work hard, but we should be working hard for our dreams, not somebody else's. And I really envision a life when we all have the choice to be present wherever we want to be, in whoever's life we want to be, without having to ask somebody else's permission. I did that for way too many years, and I can tell you, being on this side of the fence, it feels really, really good. And the thing that I'm passionate about is exactly what we're doing here this morning. We are teaching you about something that can not only change your health, but there is a simple system of going out there and sharing your health journey with other people, and then inspiring them to go out into the world to change the health picture of other people. And in turn, we're leaving and we're inspiring this legacy of wealth and health for all these future generations to come. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching this. I cannot wait for you to get back with myself or with Tasha, with Steffani, and let us know what things stood out to you. What things do you want to have in your life that you may not currently have now, whether that's with your finances, just wanting to have more fun, enjoy in your life, or that you really want to feel healthy and to feel better and to have that vitality that, Tasha was talking about. So I just want to say thank you again for joining us, and I hope that you have a very blessed day.